Alright guys, let me get straight into this. The BBC just released their Thailand documentary. Now I was part of this documentary and what I witnessed was staged events, chopped up conversations and a completely twisted narrative. Now I have spoken about this recently, but there is some new news that has come up, so I'm going to be diving into this today also. And I am not the only one saying this anymore. There are more people coming out, coming forward and exposing the truth. So today I'm giving you the full story that the BBC doesn't want you to know. Now when I sat down with Zara, straight away I knew exactly where this was going, the questions and where they were leading and the narrative that they already had planned. And when the documentary was finally released, I saw that they chopped up my voice, made me say sentences I didn't actually say, and to be honest, that's not journalism, that's manipulation. I think that the BBC were incredibly naive making a documentary like this, especially in this day and age where content creators can speak up about it on the socials. 20 years ago they may have gotten away with a documentary like this, and especially not with Mac TV involved. Now one thing that I do want to mention is that I've received quite a bit of criticism myself for taking part in this documentary, but I did this fully knowing I was going to be playing the BBC at their own game. I knew exactly what they were going to try and do and exactly how they were going to try and portray me, and now I've started a worldwide backlash against them. I knew I was going to be exposing them after the documentary had been released, and I knew I'd be getting tons of views and exposure for doing so. Now it's not just me that have spoken up. Creators like Mike Yu and TikTok have come forward and said the exact same thing, that they didn't get told what the documentary was about and that their conversations were taken out of context to align with their own agenda. Mike has come out and stated that he had no idea that the documentary was going to be so negative, because I'm guessing otherwise there would have been no way he would have even taken part in this documentary. TikTok said the documentary was supposed to be about Thailand, but it wasn't. He said they approached him because he makes content about Thailand and how amazing Thailand is, but now he feels like he doesn't want to make content about Thailand anymore. He also said that the answers that he gave to their questions wasn't the answers he gave to the questions he had, which is exactly the same what they did to me in the beach at night time in that scene. Now the BBC didn't even release the name of the title of this documentary up until right before it came out, and they did this because they knew what they were doing. They didn't want to tell any of the people involved the name of the documentary because it would have put people off from being involved in the first place. That's sneaky, that's dishonest, and it shows they knew exactly what they was doing from the beginning. And then I received an email from Lauren. Now Lauren is an ambassador for the full moon parties in Koh Phangan, and she's a previous writer for the Tiger News, and what she said confirmed how I felt. Her exact words were, the whole documentary, the vibe of it was, aren't you scared of travelling to Thailand? No? Well, then you should be. Which I couldn't agree with more, and that's exactly the whole tone they had through the documentary, throughout the entire thing. Now I don't blame Zara for doing this documentary, she was getting paid to do a job, but I do think this will seriously harm her career as a documentary filmmaker, because people have just seen through everything now. And not only that, the BBC knows this too. Normally when they release a documentary like this, and Zara's previous documentaries, they're running campaigns for these documentaries for the rest of the month, and they're releasing clips on Instagram and on different socials, but there hasn't been any more promotion since all this backlash started, and they've even disabled all the comments now on Instagram. So that just shows you that they are fully aware of what's going on. And the BBC did actually make a response to my video, and they refuted any of the information and denied any wrongdoing, which is basically just a childish way of saying that we're right and millions of people are wrong. Now the Nation Thailand News has also released an article today stating that the show has drawn a storm, with many questioning why the BBC have entrusted such a sensitive subject with someone without any journalistic experience. That's a good question. Now if you ask me, I'm pretty sure the BBC knew exactly what they were doing from the get-go. Make a shoddy documentary, get some content creators involved, and just anger people to get views and exposure. But either way, now it's backfired for them massively, and there's a lot of people out there who haven't even seen it, and they're saying they're not going to bother watching it because they've seen online how it is. So it definitely is not going to be getting as many views as they have. I did actually forget to mention something while I was recording this video, and when the producers was in my room filming in the condo, I did actually ask them, how many views are you expecting from this documentary? And they told me they're expecting about 1 million views in the first 28 days. And my YouTube video and TikTok alone have already surpassed 1.5 million views in 4 days. And that's just me alone, without everyone else calling them out. So that just puts it into perspective how much of a huge fail this documentary actually is. But what actually is really upsetting is the effect this has had on all the Thai people. I've seen Thai people upset, almost crying on TikTok, saying Thailand is safe, Thailand is safe, and begging other people not to believe this false picture that they've portrayed Thailand as. Thai people are warm, welcoming and proud, not the way the documentary has made them out to be. And that's why so many Thai people are furious about this documentary. And there's something else that a lot of people are saying online, is that they've made this documentary to try and scare people not to leave the UK, to come to Thailand and chase their dreams or whatever. And this has come at a time when there's millions of people marching on the streets of London fighting for the freedom. I don't know if that's a coincidence or I don't know, what do you think? And I'm actually now really glad that more content creators have come out and spoken about this, because making these allegations against the BBC, it's kind of a big deal. For a moment I thought I was going to be the only one, and now other people have come out. It sort of, you know, solidifies everything that I've said, and I encourage anyone else that was involved to come forward also. As a whole, I don't think this will really have any effect on the tourism here in Thailand. I would actually go as far as to say I think it would actually help the tourism, despite their efforts to actually harm it and, you know, shame the cities of Pattaya and different places around Thailand, and shame the men that are coming here, because that's what they were trying to do. Now, to be honest, I don't think I was represented that bad, but I don't appreciate the comments about Zara and, you know, me giving people a dangerous mindset. I know myself, I've inspired thousands of people to come here, and I've only ever had positive feedback, never negative. But this isn't about me, this is about exposing the way the mainstream media actually works, and the fact that more and more people just aren't buying into it anymore. No one believes that the BS that they're trying to put out there. If Zara's audience is like naive 15-year-old girls, you might convince them, but you're not going to convince everyone else. I encourage people to share this video, spread the truth, and shine a light on what's really happening here, because the more light we shine, the less power they have over us. This is actually going to be the last video that I'll make on this topic now, because I don't want to keep dragging this on and giving them more publicity and talking about it, talk about all this negative stuff. A good friend of mine did actually leave a comment on my other video, and it said something like, you know, this is the reason he doesn't get involved with any of this stuff, because, you know, you sort of forget the whole reason that you came to Thailand to, you know, live this dream and have a good life here, which is completely right. And one more thing I do want to say is that I think it's really important to make videos like this, to actually protect anything like this coming up in the future. By speaking up about it, raising our voices and speaking about the truth, it protects what's going to happen later on down the line. So guys, share your thoughts in the comments, let me know what you think of the documentary and BBC and Zara McDermott, and any comments you've got on this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys, peace.